For decades, the legendary Nürburgring racetrack was considered one of the most challenging in the world, even though the professionals make it look like child's play. For around €1,000, amateurs can find out just how hard it really is. With Formula One, it's a little bit like football. The best player always sits at home on the couch in front of the TV. And for Formula One, everyone with a valid driver's license believes he could take the turn even faster. What's the truth about this assumption? And could I outrun Michael Schumacher, who won twice here on the Nürburgring? We will see with my first Formula driving course. But before I can put the pedal to the metal, I go to the Nuerburgring Museum to meet my driving instructor Andreas Gulden. He's a former professional racing driver himself, and I'm a little alarmed when he tells me and the other 8 budding drivers that motor racing is a dangerous sport. At the racetrack, we're sent off to change into fireproof overalls, a must for any fledgling racing driver. Lucky me that overalls like this are one of the fashion trends for this summer. I'm not really sure about the shoes though. Now I've got the right gear. It's time to get behind the wheel. I feel more nervous than I would before a first date. This car here is one of the smallest of all Formula cars. It's a 140 horsepower and drives up to 240 kilometers per hour. Now you could be a little bit patronizing and say, oh, my car can do the same, this is nothing. But this little beauty just weighs 450 kilograms. And on the bottom line, it's all about kilogram per horsepower. If you would transfer this ratio to an ordinary car, it would be like a 450 horsepower. My own car is doing it at 40 horsepower. The car might not have a hope of keeping up with Michael Schumacher's, but it's not bad, even if it's going to ruin my hair. You have to be under 2 meters tall and weigh less than 120 kilos to fit in this driving seat. Climbing in is a bit like getting into a bathtub.
You know it's the clutch by the sound of it. Brakes in the middle. Have you found the accelerator?
It's so cramped I can't even do up my own seatbelt. I feel a bit queasy. Can I get out fast in an emergency? But it's too late to worry now. I have to admit there is a lot of adrenaline running through my veins. And basically I'm just able to move my arms and my feet, and the rest of me feels like a sardine in a can. With the difference that this can is able to speed up from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 4 seconds. But I plan to take things a lot slower than that. The car and I need to get to know each other first. This is me. This is the others. And here, the others and me. My first feedback shows there's room for improvement.
It's important at the beginning just to switch through the gears so you know how the transmission works. When you're on a straight section, feel free to accelerate more so that you really have to brake ahead of the bends. Don't just roll up to them, but really brake. But it's no problem. That was your first lap. You did great. Relax and allow yourself to get into it.
After what feels like another 100 laps, we meet to discuss tactics. The others on the course come from all over the world. All of them are motorsport fans and men. I am the only woman on the course. Is that the usual, or do you usually have women?
The percentage is extremely low. Maybe about 5% are women, which I think is a real shame. It's great working with girls. They often take a more intuitive, sensitive approach. That's important because a racing car is like a living thing.
Seeking to apply just that kind of sensitivity, I start my last lap. I want to prove that practice makes perfect.
How about a race, Sharon?
Racing is banned for insurance reasons, but we're certainly not slow. You reach the corner, accelerate and slow down as you approach the bends at some 150 kilometers an hour. I can feel every slight bump in the road in my neck. Any lapse in concentration now could prove fatal. As I get out of the car, I experience a rush of adrenaline and the exhilarating feeling that I've tamed the beast. Driving the usual way has nothing in common with driving a Formula car. This is proper sport and it's really exhausting to keep the car on track while driving at that speed. It was a great day, but I know for top performances you need just more than a driver's license. I'm awarded a certificate to remind me of my experience at the Nuerburgring. Should I ever forget it? I graciously ignore the comment that I drove the best woman's time ever. And to round off the experience, at the end of the day, I crack open a bottle of champagne, just like a real Formula One champion.